Hey guys, so I'm back with another Halloween tutorial. This is my husband Adrian, my lovely model today. I really used him because he already had no hair and I wouldn't have to put a bald cap. But I'm doing El Diablo from Suicide Squad. This is actually a pretty simple look to do, especially if you don't have hair. If you do have hair, just make sure to use a bald cap. I do have tutorials on how to apply bald caps. So I nuded out his top lip. That's the only foundation I'm putting on him because the rest of him is going to be pretty blank because he is a dude. I'm going to cover up his eyebrows. That's part of the look, is the creepiness of having no eyebrows, and you know, it's a kind of skull look, so it makes sense. So I'm doing the glue stick method. He has super thick caterpillar brows, so I did take a little time off camera to just kind of put some extra work into smoothing them out. What I do is I apply glue stick and then I go in with modeling wax. This is actually a darker modeling wax, which I like because it covers a little bit better. And then the key is to kind of cover the texture of the brows and then blend the edges in. So I'm continually to thin out the edges with wet fingers, and then I put on Graftobian flexible wax sealer on top. So after that, you powder the brows so that way it's not all sticky anymore, and then you can go ahead and put foundation on top. I'm using Graftobian's Neutral 3 palette. This is an awesome palette for deeper skin tones. So okay, now we're going to black out the eyes. I'm using a Graftobian Pro Paint. So amazing. It's so dark and opaque and easy to use. And if you do a lot of this kind of makeup, I definitely suggest getting this because it's so much easier than using face paint or anything else. So water activated paints are the best, especially these from Graftobian. I think it's only like $12.99 now. I definitely just get the black and white. But as you can see, it's really dark and opaque, and I'm getting this blacked out circle on his eyes as well as his kind of underneath the eyes. Go up to the waterline. You don't have to go into the waterline, but you do want to create kind of this circle, and it does have a flat edge on the outside of the eye. So do that for both eyes, and then I'm using that same brush, using it now on its tip, and I'm drawing the 7 tick marks over his blocked out brow, which looks pretty cool. Switching to a little brush, so this is more like a liner brush. I'm drawing this Grim Reaper number 7 thing. It helps to balance your pinky on the head when you're trying to get more precise drawings like this. And then you're going to want to kind of darken some areas and shade it and fade it, because that kind of gives it the cool tattooed look. And the cool thing about this paint makeup is that you don't have to go in with a different color or a different product. You just literally blend out the wet edges and it creates a natural fade. So awesome. I used to do a skull makeup before, and I used to use many products to get that fade, and it was a lot harder. I used to literally draw it in with liner and then fade it out with black eyeshadow, and it was just too much work. So as you can see here, when I'm drawing out the sides of the head with this little half circle, I drew in the dark C shape, and then you just blend it in with a dry brush. So easy. And it looks really nice when you get this little fade action. Sorry, I'm blocking the camera. But yeah, just do that on both sides, and it kind of just hollows out the skull even more. I love this product. It has made my skull tutorial so much easier. So I'm just blending out the wet paint with a dry brush to kind of fade it out and get that gradient effect. Easy breezy. So now I'm going to go ahead and do the nose. So it's kind of like a rounded out triangle. Again, dark on the outside, so just go ahead and draw it in. And then leave the middle blank, because you're going to take your dry brush and just fade it in. And when you fade it in, it automatically does that little fade again. See? Oh, that looks so good, and it's so easy. So we're going to start drawing the little symbols on his face. I don't really know what that thing is. I just kind of faked it. Make sure you also don't miss anything on the eyes. So now, to draw the teeth, this is a trick. Start by using the middle of the mouth as a guideline, and that line on both sides is where that's where the bottom of the teeth are going to be. I didn't do that the first time I practiced this, and it makes it so much easier. So now you just draw these little teeth on. I'm trying to make it kind of symmetrical. The same amount of teeth on both sides. It's almost like a rounded, oval shape, but with a little bit of a pointy top. So once you draw that on, you draw these little black tips, and that kind of mimics shadows, the empty gum line. And I'm using, again, a little paintbrush for this. And luckily I nuded out his lips with that foundation because you can see it a lot easier than before when I practiced this on him. So then take that dry brush and just blend out those lines, and that makes it really creepy and cool. and it just kind of gives that fade action again. So just bring it up. And all these brushes are from Graftobian. As you can see, I always use Graftobian for Halloween, and they just have amazing products. So I'll link the paint below because it really is a good investment if you are really, like, you do a lot of Halloween or kind of body painting kind of stuff. So then we put a little bit of that black paint in between the lips, and just kind of gives it more of a, I don't know, like a creepy effect, like it's empty. He's doing something weird with his mouth. I don't know what it is. Alright, so then we're going to create the emptied out jawline as well, or the cheekbone line. So you just draw this little swirly roller coaster, make it thick, and then guess what? I'm going to blend it out again. See how nice that fade is? You just blend it out with a dry brush and automatically you get that effect. So just doing that, and then here's the tricky part. This is the hardest part of the look, is drawing in the Diablo. So the key is to start and make a line, like a little midpoint in the middle of his chin, and that's where the middle is between the A and the B. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm drawing the A, and you want it to be kind of like a medieval looking A. It has different points at different parts, and then you know, it's just kind of really cursive-y. So as you can see, because I put that little triangle on the bottom of his chin, it gave me the spacing for the B. Because I tried to do this look from left to right before, and it did not work out with the spacing. So it's good to kind of draw those little, you know, those little practice marks. So I did the A and the B. So then I'm going to go in with the D. The D and the I. So again, it's spelling out his name, Diablo. So again, I'm balancing my pinky on the face. It just helps to get a steady line. And if you mess up, the cool thing about this water activated body paint is you literally just wipe it off with like a little bit of like a wet wipe or like a Q-tip, and it'll just automatically erase because we're not worried about messing up anything underneath because he doesn't have foundation underneath. So then I did the L and the O to complete it. And again, do you see how it's kind of like a weird pirate type writing? So then we're extending this down onto his neck, so it's a number 13. It's probably like, I don't really know the history of the head tattoos, but these all seem like supernatural kind of superstitious numbers. So it's kind of like a blocked out 1 and a 3 with an outline on it. And then you're going to fade this as well. So I'm not a tattoo artist. I'm not the best number blocker outer, but you know, I was going off of a picture and I was just kind of freehanding it. It doesn't have to look exactly like it, but just kind of make it close. So now I'm kind of just filling it in and darkening it out a little bit randomly, and then after I fill it in, I'm gonna fade it out. So I'm taking another clean brush and just kind of just dragging it to make that little fade action, the little shading tattoo action. So that's the 13. And then you're going to draw on these like tiger stripes. I'm not really sure. I think that's what they are. So just from the sides of the neck, and it just kind of completes the look. There is a lot more tattoo action on the chest, but you don't see it because of the jail suit, which I got from Amazon as well. So I'll make sure to link down the costume below. And he already had a chain, so that's the final look. Hope you guys enjoyed this look. Check out makeupbyrunrun.com for a full post with pictures and products used. Until next time, have a great night. Ciao, Bellas!